Hello, in today's video I'm going to show you how I made these green onions started. Here in the bottom part you can see the timeline. These are all the steps that I followed to create these models. It has 7 pipes with openings right here. We start building from the bottom and work our way all the way up. There are several models like this in Pinterest and I thought this one would be really helpful. So there are different designs, but I thought this was the one that best suited my needs. So let's start it. So let me just move the timeline all the way to the first sketch and enable the sketch. Right here, we're going to go home view and double click so we can see the values. Okay, so let's start with this. So here, this is where I start at the very center, and I made a circle using the circle tool, the one that creates a circle from the origin. Then I locate my center right here and I start from the XY plane, and so you can see the fx, which is the function. What that means is that I didn't enter the dimensions directly. Instead, I used the change parameters, which is very useful because you can enter your dimensions right here in this menu. You can enter directly your dimensions. So then if you need to change them, you can come back here, change the values, and then it will update the dimensions throughout your sketch without having to do one at a time. So for example, if I place the dimensions directly and it says 17, like here, instead if I put the number, the value 17, this circle, that you have to do it for each one. Instead of simply enter 17 in the menu right here, the ones that I show you. So usually for the small circles in a small sketch, that's not really an issue. It is just an inconvenience, but it's really not a major problem. However, in a larger sketch, it can be a problem. Plus, you might forget to update one of these dimensions. And if the dimensions are small enough, you may think you updated everything, but you actually didn't. So to avoid all these issues, I like to use these change parameters. So let me show you how it works. Like if I go to the parameter right here, and so I have the function defined at 17, I can put it at 15. With one click, I will update the whole thing. All right, so I'm just gonna bring it back to what it was. So then I create another circle. I think it was 2 millimeters. Oh yeah, that's 2 millimeters because you can see the small one 17, the other is 19. However, in here, you could create this one in relationship of this one. So the function here could it be, instead of the value 19, could it be this function plus 2? So if this changes, this automatically will change. Okay, so enough with the parameters. So I think you get the idea. So we're just gonna move on. Now you see other bigger circles around here. There are larger circles, and so I did that with offset icon here. The distance between the smaller and the one in between, it's 1.5 millimeters, and the larger one, it's 2.5 millimeters off as well. And then you can tell that I use the offset tool by just looking at this icon in here. So you were going to see in my project at the end that these two lines are optional, but because this is a larger size, I decide it's better to give it a little bit of rim so it doesn't move around, and you will see why. So I'm going to click on finish, and then I'm going to move to the next step, which was, so once you see this little red lock, it means your sketches are constrained. Okay, so let me just reveal this. Okay, so then select this area in your sketch, extrude it for, I believe, was T3, but apparently I didn't. Okay, wait. Yeah, 3 millimeters. Another way you can, I guess an easy way, just click on it and then it will tell you how many millimeters up it was extruded. Okay, so next I grab the 2 millimeters in between the 17 and 19 and I extrude it. I believe the distance was 40 millimeters all the way up. And again, you can just click on here and then see the distance. Oh, I defined it. So which means you can find that value and change parameters. If you look height, oh, that was 50 millimeters. So that's, and then you can change it from there, and it will change anything that has, it's been defined as height. So then it comes the part where you are going to do the holes around. So here we have, this is the distance that I consider necessary for this function, this part. Remember this, we are drawing our model from top to bottom, meaning this is the bottom part. So this is upside down basically. So I wanted to give it 8 millimeters here, and this is 11. And the difference between the total distance and 3 sections are going to be divided equally. So I have the centers, and I'm going to start making the circles. So I'm going to finish the sketch, go to the next, and then I have select this sketch, and I have extrude all the way straight, just about 10 millimeters, or you can say all, I think. So it will take all the pieces, so leaving nothing. And there, you just cut it. Next, this icon means that we are going to build circular patterns. So the way that circular patterns work is you have to select first the object, your first object, right? So in this case, it's a feature. So we're gonna work on the bottom part, which is the top of your design, but the bottom part of your object, because this is upside down. So next step, and remember we have done a circle on this plane. So this sketch was built on this surface, this surface right there. So here again, now since I have my circle, I just drew these 3 elements, these 3 surfaces, and 1, 2, 3, and all the way up, and then gave it a taper angle of 55 degrees. So you can change this at any value you want. So I decide 55 will be enough, negative, because you can see how that will change. So we're going to put negative here and click join and give it OK. So here I'm kind of making sure that I completely finish this pipe, because I'm going to copy this. I'm going to finish doing some fillet around these edges, and then it will be ready to copy. So basically I finish it giving here, I create a hole in there. As you can see, if I click on it, I made this hole in here, and okay. This one, just you can also put all, and it's gonna cut through until the last little piece that it encounters in there. So then we're gonna smooth the edges from the top and this edge around here, and then we're going to move. So we're gonna grab this feature right here, and we're going to, oops, not yet. We're right here, and then we're going to select this feature, this object, this body, and then we're going to move it from point to point. So here, what I decide to do is move this feature from point origin, and this one right here, into the target point, which is going to be right the center of this circle. And you can kind of see the X, a line here, a blue line that crosses 2 points, and that's the object. Once my object it's already copied, now I can use the circular pattern to repeat this feature all around this area. Similar to the circular pattern that you found in the sketch environment, you have also a circular patterning here, and it will move your features, right? So I have this one, and if I click on it, you can see what is copied, how many times, around, fully around, partially around, and around which axis, in this case Z. And click OK, And that's basically it. Now, the thing that I added for this particular one, my largest one, add a little rim around. So just so that it doesn't move sideways when it's placed on that jar. The jar will be right here, right? This is my jar, right? Imagine like that. This is your lid. So just a couple of, I don't remember how many, I think it was 2.5, 1.5. So it's not much. Okay, so that was that. Then you grab your object and then you take it to your slicer. In this case, I use Bamboo Studio. And there is only one thing I'm going to tell you about this, because the rest I usually leave everything, the settings at the default level. However, for this one, I will recommend you to use the supports, enable support, and then put the tree. And then we're going to slice plate. You're going to see the supports are going to be inside. So right now, there are holes in here, but after I slice this, you will see that it's like a little tree inside. Let me see if I can put it all the way down here. You can start building from the inside. All this time that it's building is not really touching your design. This is your design. This is building inside. This is your support. But it's going to be crucial once you start getting at the very top, because it's going to feel, it's going to be the support you need to start building this platform to make your bottom part. Right there, it builds. And so if you have tweezers, I honestly recommend you, really recommend you the surgically ones, the ones the doctors use, because you can grab your piece. Let's say you cut it a little bit right here, and then snap and grab your support and pull it out. So with those tweezers, they're not going to move. They're designed for surgical use, and they're cheap. You can find them in Amazon. I bought mine in Amazon. So they're very useful, especially to removing these supports. I hope you enjoy it and give it a try. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you visit my Etsy shop.